It's live. Yeah. Probably got a this is good, all right? All
right, ready. All right. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the Akim that's out there pushing, and sincerity in the truth of the sound doctrine. Of course, you know, we come here week in, week out, prophesy the downfall of this wicked place called America, aka Babylon. All right, and also furthermore, to wake up the elect of our people, which are the 12 tribes of Israel, right? The so-called Negroes, the Latinos, the Native Americans, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel. The Lord's chosen people, the true biblical Jews. All right, the ones the law, statutes, and commandments and the promises were given to. Right now, you know, as you talk about the title, man, you know, judgment. You know, judgment is getting ready to come to. We in the time of judgment, pretty much, but it's getting ready to escalate. You know, it's getting ready to escalate, and it's getting ready to escalate bad. You know, it's not going to be nice. You know, whenever you look at the day of the Lord, that thing frozen. That thing turned to ice. Whenever you look at the day of the Lord, you know, the great day of the Lord, it always talks about it being, you know, death, famine, and destruction, man. Right? And if you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans don't get right and come back to the voice of the Heavenly Father, then the Lord's going to deal with you. We can go ahead and get that in the book of Isaiah chapter 65, right? That's what we out here telling you to warn you. As the book of Ezekiel chapter 33, chapter 3, to blow the trumpet. And to tell our people, again, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, to stop calling themselves black. For you men, stop bowing yourself down to your woman, right? And for you women, stop being harlots, right? And to get right with Lord Yahweh by Shimmy Hawashai. Right? It's a repentance. That's what we're about. We're all about repentance. Right? You go ahead. Yeah, you started verse 1.
This is Ezekiel. This is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 1. I am sought of them that asked not for me. I am found of them that sought me not.
Right.
I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name.
Let's talk about Israelites, man. Israelites. The Lord always talks to Israelites. He said, he told Israelites to behold him, right? To a people that was sought not by his name. Go ahead.
I have spread out my hand all the day unto a rebellious people.
Right. He spread out his hands all the day. That means all day, all night, all the time to a rebellious ass people, man. Our people is considered rebellious children. I believe in Isaiah 30, I can't remember, I think it was 30, you know, it said woe to the rebellious children, right? And he spread his hands all the day to a rebellious children. You know what our people want to do? They will continue to want to, again, keep calling themselves these bywords, black, African American, and things like that, man, right? And we sit here telling you that that's not right. Right? We sit here telling you your Christmases and your election days. You sitting up here wanting to rely on Biden, thinking that and this other black woman president, thinking they're going to do something for you. They set up to destroy you, right? Just like the days of Rome, man. Right? The Republicans and the Democrats and all them, they may do different things here and there, you know, but they all meant to destroy you, man. They all meant to continue the oppression of our people, man. Go ahead.
It says, which walketh in a way that was not good.
You walking in a way that's not good, man. You know, you continue to walk in a way that's not good. You know, our people. See, the thing is, our people love going off, man. You know, when they see a group of so-called black men standing up here, you know, the immediate thought, Black Lives Matter, man. Black Lives Matter is full of crap, man. You know, Black Lives Matter is for sodomites and women worship, man. You know? Go ahead. That's the spirit, man.
It says, after their own thoughts, and people that provoking me to anger,
Right.
continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens,
Right.
and burneth incense upon altars of brick.
Right. You burn the incense, meaning worshiping other powers, man. Instead of worshiping the one in the Almighty. You got a question?
Yeah, so I'm going to go see Malcolm X childhood home,
Yeah.
like in a couple days on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I need y'all, as far as the power, to already sitting that out there. You know what I mean?
I noticed you with Black Lives Matter, right?
Yeah, I'm with the movement. Everything that I do is from a intentional individual, like efforts and everything. So everything I do has to do with my skills. So when I start dispensing the mechanics and everything, everybody just trusts me off the back because the Black Lives Matter. But really, what it is the Black power that's that's between all of us.
Do you know who set that up?
I know.
Not in charge of that.
I mean, I know who set it up in the cities and everything, who organized and who, carry on, the demonstrations and everything. I know them people. I know who, start the stuff, and then they also, start their other organizations.
Yeah, you realize they're your enemy. They're your enemy.
It's different. It's different because these are the nerds. So these are the people that didn't talk back in school, who we told that you sound white when you talk. So they felt disenfranchised with us, and then they felt like they felt accepted by the white people. So when they felt accepted, later on they realized that those white people that they thought that loved them actually didn't, and then so then they started yelling Black Lives Matter to them. We're supposed to be yelling it to each other. So those are the people that I know that organize.
Okay, well, for camera edification, that was funded by one of them Jews, one of them so-called.
One of the first mulattoes and everything. Yeah.
So you already.
That's why I got. This is just. It's my skills. Just like Fred said, it's like when Fred was talking about, everybody wanted to get him to Algeria or get him to Havana. So he was like, all this effort y'all putting into, trying to figure out where I'm gonna go. What about the school, the hospital that we're supposed to build? That's what we're supposed to be putting our efforts into. Because I'm not the movement. You know how many people can be affected and benefited from the hospital?
Do you believe in the Bible at all?
No. But the thing is,
but we gonna go strictly off the Bible. Do you get Job 9:24? I got a quick one. You go ahead.
Proverbs 28:12.
Well, actually, go ahead. So like, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, a man is hidden.
Right. So can I ask why you don't believe in the Bible?
I don't believe in white Jesus, but I believe everything.
You've been taught wrong.
Everything about all the major religions originate on the edges of Africa.
Well, can I tell you that this is not a religion? This is a nationality that we teach. See, you were once a Christian. When you were once a Christian, to some degree. That's why.
I mean, they used to sing, and we grew up in the church.
Yeah, we know. We've been through it.
Yeah.
We've been through it. The thing is, the reason why everybody puts down the Bible is because they've been taught wrong. We had a guy like that come up last week. The Bible tells you the answer to all these questions, and building. The scriptures tell you that you're not building here. What do you want to get out of building here?
Actually, no charity. No savior. Into interruptions or invasions or anything. None of that. Just pure, intentional, mobilize and forward, just building. Intentionally just nation building.
Yeah.
So we're nation builder, like nation of black people.
Nation of black people, but with us, when we pushing everything forward, like out of that savior complex, out of that charity that the organized religion seems to produce and everything, it always subverts some intentionality, progression. It always subverts some way somehow. But faith, I was in the Atlantic Ocean and stuff, but rewind. So faith is one thing, but building and actually, creating and using that God within you, that's when, we actually doing stuff.
All right, what is that God within you?
The God within me is, exactly what was the creator.
Is there a creator? You believe in a creator?
I believe in like a unified,
See, like the prophet said, you don't believe in the Bible because the Bible was taught in a white plantation Christianity.
And given out, exactly.
And they told us white Jesus, when the Bible never speaks of white Jesus.
Right.
In fact, the Bible speaks of everybody being so-called black.
Right.
But since the white man set up, the Roman Catholic doctrine set up, he was going back to slavery, set up these preachers to teach us the wrong way. Right. Think about it. There's nothing really wrong with the book. It's what is taught out of the book that makes it wrong. Right.
It's how that vernacular is applied.
Right.
So, like, do you believe in because Black Lives Matter has somehow transformed into Trans Lives Matter?
I mean, it was actually started by three black LGBTQ women and everything. Right. So from its inception, it was started by, the outer edges, yet, somewhat, the outer edges of society, but they somewhat already had ground they gained.
Right, they did, but not mean to cut you off. As the brother asked you, did you know who started Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, those three women.
No, they didn't. They was funded. They set them up. There's a man by the name of George Soros. He was a Jew, fake Jew, by the way, who funded them, and they came to them and said, we need the Black Lives Matter or whatever. But the foundation was already set, and they used them. Now, if these three lesbian women are found in Black Lives Matter, when the black men are mostly getting destroyed out here, why they have black women set up? Shouldn't it be black men? We're the heads. Do you believe that we're the heads and the women are the weaker vessel?
Right. But so with that, I mean, funding, like white people always try to join whatever movement or action we got bubbling, they always come over and try to join. So what happened is that we'll take your money, but you can't get in and start acting like you're running something. You can't come inside this house and start moving around lamps and rearranging it, rearranging seasons. Exactly. Right. You said what?
They control the narrative.
Right. Rearranging seasoning in the cabinet. You can't come inside the house and do that.
Right. So
as you come in, you got to be able to be led. You know what I'm saying? So with that, you can't be coming inside the movement playing music that's not from our culture. You can't be playing no John Mayer, no Justin Timberlake. That I'm talking about like real world things, like when we out there. But as far as funding,
if I can say this, not to cut you off, that's what you kind of doing right now to us. You coming in with the Black Lives Matter, but we're bringing a whole total different vibration than we're not saying that we're black.
I mean,
okay.
I mean, I connect with this and
But in order for you to connect with us, we going according to the scripture, and the brother called the scripture.
You said that you don't want no Justin Timberlake in and this.
What
and
I mean is like
but the problem with that is it's still funded by a white Jewish man.
Right.
And we know
at the end of the day.
Yeah, we know they give money. We know they give money, but far as leading,
it's still the root. Remember, it starts from the root.
Right.
The root is still the Jewish white man, like the BET. Right.
Was bought, yeah.
White man, NAACP.
Right.
White man. So that's proven.
WB the Boys and that white dude who started NAACP.
It's proven that.
And then he said that Marcus Garvey was the biggest threat to the black community. Yeah. So we're connecting. This is how being with us and everything. It's like acknowledging our black power. For example, my cousin introduced me to Giovanni Dawson. So when I started doing the Black Lives Matter biking stuff in Minnesota, he was like, "You want me to introduce you to the Panthers?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, for sure." He's like, "It only takes a phone call." I was like, "Yeah, for sure." So he introduced me to the deputy field marshal of the Black Panther Party Cubs. But you know, but all the, you know, all of this is, you know, a facet of our blackness. So I'm not, you know, so this was already power when we was growing up. You know what I mean? We had the Israelites over in North Minneapolis, and then my god sister husband ended up being an Israelite for like years and everything. So it's like, you know, this is all.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Leonardo DiCaprio lineage goes back to the Native Americans. You look like a white man. Did he join Black Lives Matter?
No. Can't come
even because he looks like a white man.
No, that's because he is white. You can't.
No. You're not. It's a
you ain't black. I mean, you ain't native.
So it's all about the skin color.
Well, it's all about actually like your physique. Like we go by what you actually are.
When you go back to the history, and that's what it goes to. History never was about black and white. It was about nationality.
Right.
That's what it was all about. And it wasn't about the outward appearance of what you look like. And we say the white man is going into slavery for his madness, his wickedness that he done. Right. But his nationality is of the Father. And whoever your father is. We get that Numbers 1:18. I mean, that's y'all had something else. The bottom line is, this is why we keep trying to teach the Bible the right way. You're going to have people that look white that's going to get salvation according to the kingdom, but they're not Edomites. They're not Caucasian.
No.
You got people that look like the Africans, right?
Yeah.
You had another dark nation sold another nation into slavery. I bet you they didn't teach you that.
Right. I mean,
like, they made it seem like Africans sold Africans. No, you had another nation, the Hamites, who sold the Hebrew Israelites into slavery. Right. It was never about skin color. Right. Like you go in 7-Eleven, right? And she got some of them dark as you.
Yeah, the Indians.
Can he be a Black Lives Matter?
Right. Yeah, he can.
He can because he's black?
No, because he's a man, because he's a person of color.
So it's about a person of color.
Yeah, you gotta be something. You gotta have some authentic. So
you know about sex, right?
Yeah.
All right. So when you have sex with a woman,
I procreate.
Man, what?
He penetrates.
So if you had an Asian woman and the baby came out looking like an Asian, that's not your baby?
That's my whole baby. Like,
right. So
he got a whole wall of China. He got a whole wall of China in there.
What is that he put in the woman?
He put his temple in the woman.
See.
Oh, you see,
yeah. But you said you got an Asian looking baby. He can't join Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, come on with it. Real talk, but not like
you got. Remember the Native Americans, right?
Yeah.
Why ain't they in Black Lives Matter? Can they be in Black Lives Matter?
So
what about the Mexicans?
So with you can't have like an isolated person in your heritage, in your family tree that was like indigenous or anything. We're not gonna accept that. You can't have a person that's like generations and generations.
I got one question. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just got one question for you. Do you believe, and the elder brother mentioned it, a couple minutes ago, that the so-called white man has to go into slavery? Do you believe that?
That had what?
They have to go into slavery and pay for everything that they've done. You believe that?
I mean, they losing. Like they literally gonna get like they literally gonna get mixed. They literally gonna get mixed out. Like they pretty much gonna get breed it out. That's what's gonna happen.
How are they gonna get breeded out?
Because we're gonna keep messing around.
Actually, but our women, black women, are messing with the white man.
Right. That's far and few between. You know what I'm saying?
But is that if a black woman lay with a white man, is that baby still black?
Yeah, he's still black. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Yeah, he's still he's still black. But like
but that would mean you had to accept him into Black Lives Matter.
Right. I mean,
a lot of them Caucasians in the Black Lives Matter.
I ain't gonna start. I seen a lot of black girls later on, the Erykah Badu's and NDREs, that I can go back in their history, like who's this white boy? Yeah. But it ain't enough. They don't get enticed enough.
The black woman?
Yeah, they don't get enticed enough.
They enticed. They laying down with that white man.
It's kind of sparse out. It's kind of sparse out there for the for the mixed female, you know, black female and white dude. Like,
Hey,
it's
you
very
know,
sweet.
what about the Eves and the Serena Williams?
Right.
As long as that money, the so-called white man got that money, he got the power. And it's not about, with the point of it, what we're saying is not about skin color, you know, because you got albinos.
Yeah, we can produce that. Yeah.
Their skin ain't black though, you know. But I got the scripture that he called Numbers 1:18, and it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
Now you say the word pedigree when you breed animals, right?
Yeah.
It goes by that father.
I mean, yeah. So we have a pedigree that we can procreate anything. Like we can literally make a white baby, very light, or we can make a dark baby.
Yes, we can.
Naomi Campbell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, but
you can have two dark birds have a really light baby.
Right. But if there's a very small possibility that you can pop out a black baby, then nah, you ain't considered to be like a person of color, right?
Right. So
you gotta have.
What you're saying is all about the person of color.
Yeah, you gotta actually have.
Now let me ask you a question. When you go back 1,000 years ago, was it about a person of color?
No, not at all. It was
when did that start?
It started after the Spanish Inquisition.
Right. It started when the so-called white man came into power during the time of the Renaissance.
Yeah.
That's when they whitewashed all the black images and made them white and then say,
look, all the noses off,
cut the noses off and all that.
Yeah, that was further down the line.
That was their white supremacy, their white dominance, and they used that against us and they put it on us and said, if you look white, and this is also we discriminate against each other. Going back years ago, if you was a light skinned Willie Lynch, the brown paper bag. If you were light skinned, you got to work in the house, a master's house. If you were dark like you or him, you had to work in the field. So they'll hold the paper bag up. Yeah, that boy, put him in the field. Right. So then that became that self-hatred. So this is why with Black Lives Matter, when a white man kills us, what do? We start shooting and killing each other.
Well,
the rate goes up.
That actually happened, but
watch your eyes.
But that is with like the beef and everything, you know. So with Fred and everything, what happened in the movie was that Fred went to the Crowns, and the Crowns were another group who was, you know, mobilized from the beginning, you know, for community protection, elevation, reclaim, acquisition of resources and everything, educational material, everything academia. So he approached them and pretty much he was like, we really need to join together. I'm handing out these flyers. I got this 10-point program I'm pushing, from Huey P. Newton. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. And then he was like, and then he told Fred, he was like, I don't know about all that, but don't question my, dedication to the movement, because we protected Martin when he was down here. So, but what he said that, us together, that politicalness of the Panthers, and then, y'all firepower, pretty much, there's nothing we can't do. So I seen that before, is that, having the opportunity to remind a brother that us coming together means we can do more. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter the differences and stuff like that, but there was dissension even in 1969. Like,
so when we get together, what's your plan if we were to get together?
I mean, just like for now, right? I mean, yeah, we get together, we win in, education, work, resources.
So you think we could take down, first of all, this white, who's in power? The white man, right?
I ain't like, us getting together.
No, I'm just asking a question.
I mean,
who's in power of the world?
Well, they got little. No, so it's like,
the white man. What?
So it's like this. So when we, when we get together, that means that we're gonna be talking about like global warming and stuff. That's the end goal. You know what I'm saying? That's the that's the end of the path.
Okay, how did the white man take this world?
Oh, they just had the upper hand.
Rape, murder.
They just had the upper hand, but
how?
Little
they was from the Caucasus Mountains. They were cave dwellers. How did some cave dwellers come out of the caves and come take us down?
Oh, because the ebb and flow of power. So
somebody had to give them that kind of power.
Right. But the power that we had was on a kind of like a chill mode for a quick second.
I got the answer right here. This is Job 9:24.
This is important to come into the Bible.
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
So they didn't wake up one morning and say, "Hey, we're going to usurp world dominance." It was given to them. And that's why us up here, we never have knees on our knees. Yeah. Because we understand that until the Lord comes back, the saying, until the Lord comes back, we are under subjection under this devil, man. Right. Under the so-called white man. I got this. And to prove that, when I asked you who's in power, it's clear whoever owns the money, whoever owns the world banking system, the World Health Organization, those are the ones that's in power. Those Jews, those banking Jews. Right. And they got a military. So I don't give a damn how much us black people get together and we go charge down the white man. Guess what? He got weapons from World War II. How many of us flying planes and dropping bombs?
Well, we do got a different era, because I did peep game on the movie last night. So during the movie, they they ran into the actual headquarters of the Panthers and like had a they provoked the shootout. So they literally came down and posted up in front of the actual headquarters for a while, and then afterward went in there and burned it down. That won't happen today. So like
that won't happen today?
Well, the thing is that if they had what we had now, if they had social media back in the 60s, we'd be in a whole different era. We'll be right now. FBI. I mean,
we're not in power.
What I'm saying is that
a lot of people can get on social media and come together.
Well, listen. So what I'm saying is that if they had social media back in the 60s, then like if we had social media back when Rodney King happened, we would have had at least like 5 black presidents by now.
You think so?
Yeah. So
well, who runs social media?
I mean,
it goes back to the white man. He owns that.
Yeah, but the thing,
he shut it down, which he already did in several countries. He shut down Twitter. He shut down Facebook.
Right.
I think I forgot the other one, but he shut down several.
But Black Planet was like black owned, right?
No, Black Planet was not black owned. Who told you that? First of all, there's no black owned businesses.
What about Black Christian Singles?
Not owned by blacks. They all owned by the Jews.
Well, what I'm saying is
you don't even own your house.
From eminent domain. But
what's eminent domain?
That means that pretty much we want to build some new developments over here, then we can just do it without your consent.
You think so?
And you get
Well, then there's a thing called taxes, property taxes, land taxes. This land belongs to the British. Did you know that? That's why when you pay off your house, if you don't pay the property tax, they take your house.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like eminent domain is when like they'll take your house without your consent when they want to do a new development.
They can do that, yeah.
So with social media, if we had those tools back then, like it would be a whole different story now.
Black presidents aren't here to help though.
I mean, we ain't new to if we look at the Black party. You know what I'm saying? The Vanguard and everything.
They was run by white people too.
Well,
did you know that?
We did. I mean, Fred did walk into like the Confederate like hole in the wall or whatnot.
Why did the Black Panthers have a man by the name of Richard Aoki, who was a so-called Asian, a Vietnamese man, who funded the guns through the CIA to the Black Panthers? See, the white man controls the whole narrative of everything. That's why he wants part of it. Why can't we have our own? Right. Even the black laws that you very well speak up for is owned by a white man.
Well, but like
it ain't funded; it's owned by him.
But it's like this. So the tools we have, we just got introduced to that. So we, that came, man. We was at war for a while, fighting with our hands, right? And then all of a sudden, I was talking to my man about this earlier. We was at war, fighting with our hands for a while. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, they threw some Max up in there, and we got to busting. So then, but our nieces and our nephews, our sons and our daughters, they was born into that. So think about what they'll do when they born into all that technology and them tools.
So you think we could be successful?
I think we are successful.
So what happened in Tulsa? What happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Yo, it's burnt down.
Who did that? Yeah, Black Wall Street.
Yeah, they burnt it down. They ran up in there, and yelling and shit.
Do you think that would change? If we built a Black Wall Street right now, do you think it would hold up?
Yeah, it definitely would. We're not going for none of that.
You got too much trust in the government.
I got trust in us.
Isaiah 65:11. It says, "But you are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth."
Yeah, the importance of coming back to the Bible is it tells you who your enemy is. It tells you how to recognize your enemy.
Isaiah 31 down to Egypt for help, I think.
I smoke a cigarette, y'all. I mean,
you're gonna have to go to the so-called white man to even get all that stuff.
Yeah.
On top of that, you're banking on the fact of social media. Social media has been here for what, 30 years now, and I would say close to 30. 20. And
probably been more than probably been about 30.
We still haven't came together.
What? We're not coming together.
I mean, we actually are like.
You think we're coming together?
This is the test. I've been seeing.
No, this is from the Lord.
I grew up. See, the thing was, I grew up with the Black Power. I was told that, I was called Hershey by my aunties. You know what I'm saying? I was anytime somebody said you dark as hell, I was like, I get attention for this. Because it was like, I remember the song, The Black and the Berry, the Swede, the Jew said, darker the flesh,
Tupac.
The deeper the roots. I took that to heart. You hear me? When he said deeper the roots, real? I'm like, okay. But
Africans are real black too.
Yeah.
But are they our people?
They are, but like,
No, I'm talking about, see, when you go to Africa, right, they have different nations in Africa, right?
Countries, yeah.
They're different countries, but no, different nations. Nations of people. When you deal with nations of people, the original nations of people on the earth were all black, but they were still different. Like when you look at an African or Ethiopian, they got the big bottle heads, the most of them, they look different than we do. When you look at them real deep Africans and Sudan, those Egyptians, they look different than we do, right? When you go to the Arab nations and you go to 7-Eleven, they're dark as you, but why they don't look like you? Because they're different. They're not the same nation. It's just the white man is the worst of all of them, other heathens. You're an Israelite. You are from a holy seed. That's why we're cursed. We go to the curses. Yeah. We're cursed. Yeah. That's why we can't come together. What's the eye evil towards your brother? Deuteronomy 28. Yeah. We are cursed. Yeah. That's why we're going through the hell we're going through. This is why we're crying out for justice. When the scriptures, Jeremiah 8:11 says they healed the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. Right. There will never be peace. There will never be peace in America for the black man. Martin Luther King tried it, who was set up by a white man. Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan. And guess who had the hand in all their ministries? You guessed it, the white man. As long as See, if you want black people to get together, and I'll be honest speaking to you, if you want black people to get together, start something and fund something that's black, so-called black only. Don't get funded by a white man and then say it's black only, because it's not.
Right, it's gonna push away the authentic blackness. That's like, you know, that's determined.
Especially since you got white people and Black Lives Matter.
I mean, yeah, they try, but y'all should see the way they be crying when we say they can't come to the parties. Like, y'all can't come in our parties, you know.
So you would let that man come to the party
meetings
just because he's black?
Well,
That man
he's
just crying,
speaking
yelling
nonsense.
out.
He's
You would let
speaking
him-
nonsense.
But you would let him come to the
Ridiculous.
party though, like
And
sexual. You got a lot of people that are
he's
people
speaking in allegedly. I mean, allegedly.
Yeah.
but he would come. He would be able to come to the party because he's black.
No, he's you talking about that right there?
Yeah.
That's not a black man.
No, he's talking
No,
about the guy
talking
called.
about
from
that man that was
Scandinavia.
just yelling like crazy.
What we're trying to say,
One of our people.
what we're trying to tell you is that there's people who want to look white that's still you, of the seed of you. Remember,
They
behind
are
it,
our children. I definitely know that.
you got people, when you go back to the Moors, going back into the 1200s, 1000 AD, when you go back in those era, the 1300s, let me say that, or back 1000 AD, you had what you call the Dark Ages. You know why they call it the Dark Ages?
They was in the dark.
Because black
We
people,
held their ass down.
we held them down. We
We
was
on their ass.
we was on their
I'm
ass.
talking about they have to start the whole Spain.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
We was running that. What's that?
Talking about the
Revelation 20. We was running that. That was so-called. But it wasn't just that we were black. We were Israelites.
We were just advanced as we
But
went.
there was other black peoples that wasn't in rulership. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's kings and queens, and you know.
When you look at
there's
the Africans, a lot of them had other slaves before they even had us. They had other black, like the Arabs had other black nations in slavery before they got the Hebrews.
And with a lot of that,
So
it
what
was like the temp, like Kush, Oxfam, Ethiopia.
Yeah, there you go. You know about Kush. Okay.
Yeah. So Kush was actually Ethiopia. And
Right, that's
Oxfam
Ethiopian.
was Somalia.
Right.
So so the Sahara Desert. I know one thing about Arabs. They can only trace their lineage back a couple thousand. You know, like,
you know why?
Because they settled in Africa. They weren't born and
You know
settled in
what?
Africa.
No, the reason why they can't, because the word Arab means mixture.
Yeah, the first
So they're
mulattoes.
all mixed up.
Remember I said, the first mulattoes, like, remember I said about that? Remember I said that about the Jews? They was the first mulattoes. Like, the Arabs and the Jews were the first ones that was like the mixture.
Right. Well, the real Jew, that was us. The real Jews is us.
Yeah.
You a Jew. You're from, like, you could be a Native American, but I perceive you to be a Jew. The real Jews, and this is why the brother from the beginning said, we got to come back to the Bible. Because in the Bible tells you your heritage and who you are. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter don't, they don't have any answers for anything that the go. At least they may have an answer, but it's not like a validated answer.
I mean, y'all know the difference between
Nothing
Black
that
Lives
people
Matter
didn't
and Black
already
Power,
talk
right?
before.
Like the difference in like the newness of the organization and everything. That's a whole new thing. Black
It's been
Power,
tried before already.
yeah, but Black Power is like a whole history, like traces
How
all the way back.
long have we been calling ourselves black?
As long as they put that monarch down, as long as they
Who put that on us?
as long as they linguistic, took on a sense of acceptance. Ever since that happened, then black and everything, because we had kingdoms in Africa where the Sufis, who might have been from the Middle East, came over, and we granted them, we allowed them to worship in their own little isolated spots and everything. But we probably didn't call them Arabs and stuff. We called them from where they came,
Right.
what they are.
Our enemies have told us, they put the label on us of who we are. We're not black. When you're going through the scriptures, that's not our nationality according to the scriptures.
Right.
When you look on this sign, you see the list and the lineages and the heritage of who we are and our forefathers. Okay, that's our nationality. Okay.
Get Galatians 4:26 if somebody can get it with their Bible. Because you said in Africa, who was in Israel originally?
We were.
Good. You know that.
We were like the center of worship.
Good. You know that. Those. Think about it. We were those Hebrews in Israel. Then we went down into Africa, and then we went into Spain. We ruled Spain.
Spain. Oh,
Spain, Portugal, which goes back to being black.
On the way there and everything.
Right. That was us. But when they came and got us on the slave ships, they came right to Spain. And you know what they said? We want the Hebrews. Right. And then what they did is set up these preachers to set us up in these churches. Then they said, turn to page John 3:16. God so loved the world. And then it's like they constantly
depicting the image of the white man.
Yeah, exactly. That world was us.
Yeah, if anything, Jesus could have looked like Osama bin Laden.
We could show you. No, we're gonna show you what Jesus looked like.
The point that you was making, that movie Shaka Zulu. In that movie, they said they looking for the wandering Jews of Africa.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I got that scripture unless you got it out.
Yeah, Hebrews.
Galatians 4:26.
I mean, yeah, Galatians 4:26. It says, but Jerusalem, which is above and free, which is the mother of us all.
You know how they say Africa, the motherland, motherland. Well, Africa did have a lot of resources, no doubt.
Yeah, we did.
Right. We had a lot of resources, but you know what made Africa great? We did.
Right.
We went in and made Africa great.
Right. And if I can say this, Africa is named after the so-called white man.
Leo's Africanus. That proves who on the road. Who owns what? Did you know what America's named after? Amerigo Vespucci, a white man.
Yeah.
What's that in Psalms 148? They name the names after themselves. Go ahead, read what you got.
It says, but Jerusalem, which is above and free, above is free, which is the mother of us all.
Right. Baltimore named after Cecil Calvert, Baltimore. Then they got the courthouse right on Calvert Street. They were all white men. Every street you see, everything you see to set up, that was named after white people. And we're going to show you in the Bible. We can show you on the slave ships in the Bible. This is what they hid from us. This is why during the time of school, they set up teachers and threw you books, and they'll tell you turn to this page, turn to that page. So you ass wouldn't read for yourself.
None of this named after the indigenous people.
No, except they allowed the Chesapeake Bay to be named after Chesapeakeans, but they took it down. The white man took that down. This man is the pure devil. He just stole everything, right? And what we're trying to tell you, we're trying to convince you, according to the Bible, we're showing you Black Lives Matter in the Bible, which really is Israelites matter.
Right.
You know?
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28.
You got it.
And verse 68. Listen up. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The word Egypt goes back to the Greek word Egyptos, which means bondage.
It's supposed to be called. Continue.
Hey, say continue.
Oh.
Hey, that's beautiful.
It says,
right.
By the way thereof I spake unto thee.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Go ahead.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Or redeem you. Go ahead.
That's slavery right there, man. You know, I mean that's a very self-explanatory scripture right there.
All those statements about, you know, oh yeah, you serve, you know, you love thy master, serve thy master.
They use that out of the Bible. There you go.
All that was up in there, like.
Yep.
You know that word master and all that stuff. That's like words have different meanings.
That wasn't even a bad word, really.
Yeah, like we say, back in the day they used to say, you gay. Yeah, I'm happy.
Right.
You know,
like that's the terminology.
Yeah.
But that's what they did. They turned words and made it all negative, and taught us that. Right. And they took, when they said serve your master, they took master to another level.
I mean, yeah, I seen that too. But we took the word black and then we made it, you know.
Because we Israelites, we flavorful.
Right.
We take anything and make it good.
Exactly. Because I was telling the brother, we was talking and everything, and then I asked him, I was like, when you hear black business, when you hear black excellence, when you hear things like that, when you hear black owned banking, like what comes to mind? It was like, I'd rather have the black taken out. I was like, You know what I'm saying? So I was like, bro, that's the point. That is the antagonist. That right there. You wanted to take that out and isolate it just as that. That's your identity. That's your vehicle. That's all you have from your past.
You know that's why there's not a lot of people lined up here, right? Because we gotta be, or white men with suits on and a big ass cross behind us.
Like I was saying earlier,
you have some knowledge. I hear you.
My growing, so I I love attention. You know what I'm saying? And so when I was growing up, I was like the first black skateboarder around my neighborhood. So everybody started calling me Skateboard P because the only black skateboarder everybody knew at that time was Pharrell. And then so it went from Skateboard P to Skateboard B to Skateboard Black to Skate Black. But for the first day I skated, I loved the attention I got from it. Just the everything was somebody telling me, you getting attention for being black. Right. And like I told y'all, that's that black love and that black excellence and being told and then growing up seeing the Israelites on the corner, you know what I'm saying, and then having mad dads, OGs, having mad dads always out there, literally doing the thing. And right. There was the first Black Panthers I seen right. in the neighborhood. They don't do the same thing. They don't do the same things that we are inclined to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? In this era, because they might work with the police more than we do. Actually, we won't work with them in no capacity like that. But they work with the police in a way where they was we are here to, maintain a safe space and be y'all emergency responders right. for more medical reasons. So they work they finesse the way in there, for that purpose, but we wouldn't do that. So
somebody get Lamentations 4:16. We want to show you. I don't mean to cut you. Sorry. We want to show you that the Most High is mad with us. Yeah. He's mad with us. He's angry at us. He gave us laws not to eat pork and shrimp. He said, don't commit adultery. Don't kill your brother. All these things that we're saying, if we follow that book, when you go to Black Lives Matter, you should take that Bible and show them the right way. Yeah. That you Hebrew Israelites. This white man is the devil, right? But you can't say it in Black Lives Matter. That's why the white man makes sure he funds it. So if you speak against him, it stops the funding. It's a trap. That's why the scripture says, be vigilant. Your adversary, the devil, seeketh who he may destroy.
Well, in a lot of ways, people, yes.
That book is why they, and that's why they put it.
People try to dim your light.
Yeah, well, that's why they trying to do away with the Bible. But they're using these fake ass Christians to sit up there and lie and keep you. Look, in the biggest ghettos, the dirtiest ghettos, you got these Christian churches, man, and a bar right across the street. A drug dealer right across the street.
Yeah, you go to any hood, you got the same template. You got Little Caesars, Big Wash, McDonald's.
Yeah, all that garbage.
Just like that.
The funny part is you said the key word, it dims your light. But that's, if you were going to the word black, that's what it means. It means avoid the light. So every time that's from what you've been saying, everything you mentioned, black this, black that, and the so-called white man had his head in everything. You think of black business, white owned. Right. Think of McDonald's, I'm sorry. Think of what we just going into Black Lives Matter, white owned or Jewish owned, I should say. All these things you think of that is black, it's all Jewish. Right. And every time we keep bringing up the word black, it's actually motivating them, not us.
I mean, we see a lot of stuff when we start talking about start telling them about white privilege. Don't they know that when you tell somebody that you got when you tell somebody you got something good, don't you know that motivates them? You know what I'm saying? When you start telling them white privilege, they might be like, oh, this, that, and third. But that's still feeding into that.
To add on to what you said, right? When we found out that the Lord, the one who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, isn't a so-called white man, and that he's a so-called black man.
And we can prove it according to the Bible.
We actually felt good about that.
Of course, knowledge.
You know?
Oh, he's talking the word black. His Song of Solomon, you might be able to get in your phone quicker.
I know where you're getting
What scripture are going at?
I can't remember exactly.
1 and 5.
What you talking
1 and 5.
So,
Now, the Moors, when you deal with the Moors, you heard of the Moors?
Yeah, of course.
The word,
I've seen the Moor stample on 70.
right. The word Moor means black.
Yeah.
That's all it means. It means black. We should not really be calling ourselves black. It just means void of light. Right. That's the definition of white man put into black.
The linguistic.
But it's really like when you say good morning during slavery, morning means suffering. The white man just screwed up everything. That's why we say so-called black. And we see, you didn't have to say black because everybody was black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That was being around our people, yeah.
You didn't have to say, oh, you black or you black. We already knew we was melanated.
But what I believe in is like that, you know, that eternal, never ending, you know, connection and stuff.
Right.
Because and what I mean by that is, you know, no matter if this is the figure of it all, you know what I'm saying, but what we put in is what we get out. You know what I'm saying? Like literally everything, you know, everything we do, you know, is literally saved and redispensed in this world. Right. You know what I'm saying? So no matter if that's power too, you know what I'm saying, power that's put into the ground like a time capsule and then boom, you know, come back with it. So, you know, what you saying about like, you know, the Paul, you know, the small time period and everything, because this has just been 400 years. This is the small you know, the small time period is like, you know, after that's post, you know, all the things we did with civilization, you know, up to then, like algebra, all the kingdoms.
That was all us.
Yeah.
We did everything. We are a special people. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Right. You got that other scripture?
The Songs of Solomon 1 and 5.
Hear what the Bible say. Why did a white Christian read this? Go ahead.
It says, I am black, but comely.
That's proof that this is not a white man.
The word comely means beautiful.
Beautiful, right.
And when we was growing up, they used to always say, oh, the light-skinned guy, light-skinned, which they black too, right? You know, but they would make it because you have melanin that you wasn't as the black.
Yeah, you darker. The darker you was, the worse you were. But that was the white man hatred. Yeah. And what we're telling you is to come out of white man's hatred. He's using that black identity to destroy us. Yeah. That's his whole agenda. Yeah. You know, for hatred, to separate us.
And if I can say this, through what you're saying, right, is prophecies in the scriptures that our people would be doing what we're doing, like as far as like the Black Panthers. They made the program for the mothers, with the
program and the breakfast program.
I forgot what it was called. What it's called with the women WIC. Yeah, women, infant, and children. Yeah. They made that. You know what I'm saying? So you did have some of our people that.
But who was responsible for that?
Right.
You know why? You know why they used? I'm gonna get in a nutshell. You know why they used 3 black women? You know why they fund all these things? The whole agenda.
It feels more comfortable.
Right.
Remember what Malcolm said about pulling the knife out of you? You know, slowly, 2 inches, and it's saying 6 inches, right? And then calling it justice, right? And then or pulling it out slowly, and then calling it justice, or leaving it in, and then leaving you to pull it out yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
ultimately, it was to put our women over us too.
It's the you know, kind of pacify, you know, their imminent. You know, downfall and everything. Right. That's all that is.
We need some niggas on our side.
Exactly.
You know, read that.
Yep. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7.
And then they put our women over us. That's why they funding women. Go ahead.
The 7 and 6. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, or thy God. For the Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people."
So who's the worst looking people on the planet right now? I'm talking about as far as reputation. It's the so-called black man.
the so-called what they want
Blacks.
to put out there.
But this is what we're saying. How is it that these cave dwellers who are not that, well, they're smart now,
who can't produce us, say that they got the upper
Let's
hand
go to
on
First Samuel, First Samuel 2 and 6.
Baby, but you got the upper hand now. So
Right, we're gonna show you according to the Bible. Yeah. See, the scriptures is not read like these scriptures aren't read in the church at all.
I mean, yeah, you know, they literally use that, you know,
to destroy us. They use our own book against us. Why did they even give us the Bible? They didn't have to do that. Right. They knew, they were smart. They knew this is what the Hebrews read under God's laws. If we tweak it, they could be great slaves. Right? Go ahead. You got it?
Yeah, it's First Samuel chapter 2 verse 6. It reads, "The Lord killeth and maketh alive.
Go ahead.
He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up."
Right. So the Lord is the one bring everyone down, nations and nations back up. Yep. Right. Go ahead.
"The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich."
So he made this caveman, what's that in Job 30 and 5? A base man. And put him over us.
Very, very base man.
And we're destroyed because this base man managed to take our women and put them over us.
Yeah, I was talking to a sister. Oh, go ahead.
They got a week of the best.
He wants to hear more. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, "And he bringeth low and lifteth up."
Right.
"He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes and to make them inherit the glory, the throne of the glory."
Yeah, you look at the white rats.
Did you say vessel? Did you say something about vessel earlier? You said something about vessel earlier. You said vessel.
I don't think it said.
Oh yeah, the weak of I said the women are the weaker vessel. That's why they easily take on that ideology of the so-called white man.
Like Christmas.
Yeah.
Remember who brought these ideologies on us?
Yeah.
You a baby? Oh, you're gonna celebrate Christmas. You're a 5-year-old. You helping hang the Christmas tree bulbs.
Send you off the Sunday school.
Advertisements.
Everything. Right. It's all about the woman. You should see that they're putting the woman over us, and that's when we know we are a destroyed nation. See, you think you're making progress with Black Lives Matter? Ultimately, the Most High can destroy all this.
Exactly.
All this is going to go, man.
With the white man, I was talking with a sister, and then what we were saying was they don't have no soul. Like they literally do not have a soul. It's like they can imitate, you know what I'm saying, like a artificial, you know what I'm saying, like
got what you said.
action of a soul. You know what I'm saying? Like
he has a soul. He has a corrupt soul.
He has a wicked soul.
Oh, get that with Hebrews 12:16.
Yeah. So me and the sister was the elder sister was talking, and it was like, you know, they ain't got no soul. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally, you know, like we created them, and you know, we just created like.
Oh, we'll get that. Genesis 25. Drop that.
It was like
25 to 25.
Yeah, I got.
We're gonna show you that we created them through the Bible. Go ahead.
Because you said, the women, they even took our heritage, they took our land. Okay, calling themselves Jewish, right? Isaiah 26 and 10, and it says, "Let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness." It says, and with the Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, his soul, which is
not upright in him.
Yeah. It says, "In the land of uprightness," which is that's the land of Israel. That's where we're originally from. Okay.
That's in Galatians 4:26.
It says, "Well, he deal unjustly, and he will not behold the majesty of the Lord."
Hit Revelation 2 and 9 real quick. We're gonna show you something, man. All these scriptures according to the Bible. What you got?
Galatians 25.
Yeah. No, Genesis 25.
Yeah, Genesis 25.
Yeah, you go to Revelation 2 and 9 real quick.
Okay. This is Revelation 2 and 9. It says, "I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich." It says, "And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan."
Right. Don't they that's what they are. Hey, he getting fed. He getting fed the truth. Let's go. He said,
Jay Electronica be on business. The electronic will be like the
He
synagogue of
married
Satan want me to hang from my collar.
Yeah, he
But
was the
also,
Rothschild.
yeah, he said, I bet you a Rothschild I get a bang for my dollar. Like he a beast.
I just ignore it.
I mean, you know, the ultimate problem with, you know, with all of us is that we don't, you know, well, I mean, that's okay, you know, but you know, the ultimate problem with our people is we don't know our heritage. That's the ultimate problem.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
real. It's real important.
heritage.
It's mad important because when you know,
You said Israel important. Israel important.
you see, the double outside. I mean, an allegory. But no, you know, with the knowledge, it's like, you know, it sets everything in stone, and it cements the facts going forward, so that, you know, from this, you know, just to you know, build on top of it. Because once you know the facts, it's like, okay, we're not gonna reinvent the wheel, but we sure gonna put, you know, larger suspension on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, the knowledge, you know, supplement everything that we do now.
Because you said we made them.
Yeah. Like I was talking with the elder. She was like, you know, like we made them, and this is like, you know, they stinging. Somebody know that they was made. It's like you step in the sun, you're not made for this earth. How are you, you know?
Right.
How are you, like,
That's what we've been
what
talking
are you
about.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Like like our bodies are literally made for this earth, like dynamic.
Vitamin D.
Yeah, everything like that. But you know, if I step into the sun for a minute, ain't nothing gonna go down.
Yeah.
But if you step into the sun for too long, something happens.
Well, that's why they make those movies, them vampire movies.
Yeah.
Dracula, and they're afraid of the sun. That's Edomites.
You think they will? You know,
and guess what?
no Swaratu and everything.
That's actually a curse that the Lord put on them.
Oh.
Okay, now as you said earlier, it's not about skin color, because you got some of our people that's going to look like so-called white people, right? You got some of us that look like so-called white people,
but they would have some form of melanin in them.
right?
Yeah, some.
That's an indicator, though. That's a spiritual indicator,
right?
According to the scriptures.
Like I said, I ain't got no spirit.
You got that scripture?
Genesis 25.
Started 19. It's about 19. And Rebecca.
These are the generations.
Go to 20.
Rebecca entreated unto.
This is Genesis 25. Yeah, and it says started 20.
Yeah.
It says, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel.
Now Isaac was a black man. See that's why you didn't understand the Bible. All those prophets in there were so-called black.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yep, the Syrian of Padam Aram.
Go ahead.
Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
Barren means not able to have children. Go ahead.
Barren, okay.
Go ahead. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
Meaning she had a baby, right? So this is Isaac and Rebekah, a black man and a black woman, so-called. Go ahead.
And the children struggled together within her.
Right.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Right.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her,
here it comes. 2
nations are in thy womb.
That means there were 2 people in her womb, 2 different kinds. Well, keep reading.
It says 2 nations.
Right. Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Slipping, that jumping genealogy, like.
Go ahead.
2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
Right. That's us stronger than the white man. Go ahead.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
The elder was the Jacob. I mean Esau. He came out first. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered was fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Uh-huh.
And the first came out red.
What?
And the first came out red.
Right.
Go ahead.
The white, white people aren't really white. They're red. That's a name that they gave themselves, because if you look at white, white only means pure, which means so-called black people are the real white people.
Right.
So
it should be white lives matter.
it should be white.
If you do this right, you take a piece of paper, right, a white piece of paper, and put it up against a white person's face, a so-called white person.
Yeah, they not white.
They're not white.
Yeah,
That's their
like
word
they
playing.
They red, but they got that translucent.
They're translucent, right?
Skin, like,
and
that's just your outer shell. That's
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
That means that's a curse. When the sun says, "Oh no, I can't be in the sun. It burns me
That's
like a
very-
dragon."
yeah, that's a whole curse from like
the Most High God.
Like the very nature, like the very environment, like the ecosystem,
Right.
everything. You getting cursed by the ecosystem.
Pink
Right.
is a derivative of the color red.
Right.
It's just another.
The blood shows through, and in some cases, it won't show through. Like on certain occasions, like when it's cold like this, or they get smacked in the face.
Yeah.
You know,
They can go in a hot sun, right? They'll turn red.
they're red. Okay, go ahead, brother.
It says, okay. Yeah. Okay, it says, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than other people,
Right.
and the elder shall serve the younger.
Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, they were twins, and in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
Esau, that's the progenitor of the so-called white man. Go ahead.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. Right? It says, I'm reading again. It says, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob.
Now, why didn't it describe what Jacob looked like?
Right.
They talk about Esau red.
Details. Yeah, they left out a whole twin. Like
Right.
2 babies come out at the same time, and you ain't got the details about the birth, the time they was born, how much they weighed.
The reason why I didn't go on to what Jacob looked like, because Jacob looked like everybody else, all of us.
Jacob fit the.
Who got the one in Exodus?
Everybody.
Was it 4th chapter about Moses putting his hand in the bosom? Exodus.
That's the 4th.
I think 4:16. Then we also got Miriam in Numbers, the 12th chapter, about the 10th verse.
4:16.
I think it's 16. I'm not sure.
And going a little further back, because this war, with us and Esau.
That's it.
Going back on that, it mentioned that they struggled in the womb. They was literally fighting in the womb, right? So us, what's going on around the world, it started right there.
Yeah, like they said in the Fred Hampton movie.
I'll look it up.
They said that war is violent. War is violence with bloodshed. Politics is violence without bloodshed. Yeah, it's a whole war.
4 and 6. It's 4 and 6.
4 and 4.
No. Yeah, I got this quick one because it says that Esau came out and Jacob took hold of Esau's heel, right? Which that's symbolic, that's parabolic. Okay, and it's it says it's 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
That's self-explanatory right there. Esau is the end of the world.
That goes back to that creation, and that goes back to we got that creation. We got that creation God in us and the Creator God inside of us.
So you know a lot. It's not like you're dumb.
Black Lives Matter. What y'all think?
No.
Well, I mean, because we had many Black Lives Matter.
But like this is, like I said,
they don't know.
Like I said, I grew like my last name is Little, like Malcolm Little, like Malcolm X.
Right.
So I remember asking my mom about like Malcolm growing up and everything. So, just like
well, Malcolm knew about Israelites. I guess he found out he was
that, like
supposedly. I don't know.
Right, like we know, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like we, We've been, I guess, like
So our people in general.
talking about us. I'm talking about like, you know, our people in general.
We've been asleep.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
There's some
conquered.
just like the brother who said when I asked him, like, you know, what do you think when you hear black-owned business, black excellence, you know, black banking? He was like, take the black out. So like that was sleeping. He was knocked out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Lord said, we were actually America. What's the scripture you like to pull? They were all hidden prison houses.
Isaiah 49.
I know it's in Isaiah.
22.
Isaiah 42,
22. Read that real quick, because we were brought here. Remember, we just read in Deuteronomy about being brought into slavery. When you go to jail, there's a time of doing your time, and then there's a thing called parole. And then once you do your time, you get parole. That's why nobody is able to save us. And this is why we're going to continue to shoot each other. The white man's going to continue to shoot us and kill us. And we're going to do all these things because we are not following the hands of the Most High God.
Right.
He set all that up. Remember, he kills and make alive. You know, I hope you can get something out of it. That's, you know, I know you listen to our platform and what we're teaching, that we've been struggling in this fight since we got here into slavery. And we think we got a little better. Sure, they took do you know the yoke of iron is in there too? When they put the yoke of iron around our neck, that's in the Bible too.
Oh,
all that's in there.
Yeah, well,
now we got a spiritual yoke on our head, man.
That is,
you know.
I mean, you know, it is. Well, yeah. So I was about to mention how from Fred Hampton to Fred Hampton Jr. to Giovanni Dawson to my cousin to me, how all that, you know, how all that was sent, you know, sent from like our grandmas and our granddads' ages and stuff. It's the same thing. Like if you look at Will Smith and everything, if you look at like Jaden, if you look at like Jaden Smith and Willow, I know they woke, they real woke, but you know, just like Pac and everything, when you are raised by black excellence and everything like that, you pretty much gonna gain a lot of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like look at, you know, I looked at Giovanni's son when I met Giovanni Dawson, the deputy field marshal to the deputy field marshal of the Black Panther Party Cubs. When I met him, his son just educated me. You know what I'm saying? His son, like a young dude, you know, his son just impressed me and everything. Just shine. But that's to be expected from the son of a Panther.
So you have a lot of respect for the Panthers.
Yeah, I got a respect for like the Vanguard and like the Black Power that's been there for like years.
Did you know that Charles Manson helped fund the gun operation to the Panthers? A lot of people didn't know that. That's in time life history. That white man that did all that killing and murdering, he was the devil himself, and he helped fund the Black Panthers.
To be honest, like
remember, we never had any power. Who gave us the power in this society? The white man. That's what we try to say.
Oh yeah, reform. That's the word that they use.
The car you drive, registration. Re means before the registration is your the vehicle. They own the vehicles. You think you own your vehicle? No, they don't. You own your house, you don't own your house. What I'm trying to say is we don't own nothing without the so-called white man's authority. We're under subjection of him.
That's what they're talking about.
Why can't we get our own motor vehicles? Why can't we get our own banks and our own everything of our own? They're not going to allow it because they're going to make sure they fund it so that will never happen.
If I can say this, you said the word reform.
Yeah, that's what happened in Fred Hampton yesterday. They were talking about reform is something that's like that, you know, that fake, you know, that symbolic, you know, change and everything. But then also they said something about like we can't fight capitalism with black capitalism. We can't, you know, like we gotta fight capitalism with socialism.
Because once so-called white man see that our people trying to, if we all went to an island and trying to do our own thing,
they'll blow it up.
This is his nature.
Yeah.
they're going to eventually try to chip everybody. The so-called white man is going to eventually try to chip everybody. That dollar bill is going to come crashing. So that fighting capitalism with black capitalism is not the
hey, what's about this vaccines and stuff that's coming? These viruses.
Oh, that's
right.
That's all set up too.
Right.
Yeah, the fact that like it was like it don't have none of the virus in it, or
It changes the mRNA.
yeah, well the vaccine is like they too quick to give us the vaccine,
Right.
and like y'all ain't never been that quick to
Give us
out
anything.
Especially for free,
anything like that. Y'all quick to be like, let me get y'all the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Like because of y'all pre-existing conditions, because we put a toxic polluting plant right next to your neighborhood. Okay, now let's get y'all the vaccine first.
Right. That's called order.
Like y'all plan is coming full circle.
Right. That's called order ab chaos. Order out of chaos. Create a problem, and then we're gonna come with the solution.
Yeah,
we know the white man ain't never gave us nothing for free.
That sounds like full circle. Like
that's him.
like full circle. Disruption and everything.
Hey, let's release this virus, get some people sick, and they hyping that up anyway.
I'm getting email after email. Get the vaccine for no extra, no cost to you at all. It's like, man,
Since when did they want to really give us something?
Shit, now they
don't even give us jobs.
Yep. Now they put in text messages. Oh, you get this vaccine, we'll give you like $1,200. They paying you for it. Since when?
Yep. Man, this devil has never given us anything.
Yeah,
but now
that seemed like full circle diabolicalness, like because pre-existing conditions, and then all of a sudden y'all quick to give us the vaccine.
They pushing this ideology. We're all one, love one another. But somehow with this shit, we all separate now. And ain't no white people sick with pre-existing conditions. Go down south and go to some other place. Go to Walmart. Big 600-pound Edomite on a scooter, man.
So
can't even breathe, and he getting up, getting the cookies with the clamor and the claw thing and shit, man.
Hey y'all, I'm about to roll. If y'all,
let me get this for you. I called it earlier.
Okay.
And this goes with what we said. Isaiah 42:22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Right.
It says they are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. It says they are for a prey, and none deliver it. For a spoil, and none saith restore.
Yeah, for a precept, you can get Psalms 82:5. That backs it up right there.
I mean, we got a good dialogue out of you, and I hope you get a little more understanding of the Bible than what was taught. Did you learn anything?
I mean, yeah, I learned.
We learned some things from you too.
Yeah. But,
it's all right.
So what I wanted with everybody, because I'm going to Omaha, Nebraska, to where Malcolm X was born in it. I mean, where he was raised and stuff. So y'all know my last name. Y'all know my last name, Little, and everything.
Right.
So but before I go there, I gotta make contact with Black Power. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Send me off with all that knowledge.
Okay, we're gonna send you off with that's what we're doing. That's our job. That's what get our Lamentations 4:16.
You know, when you get the when you hear the Israelites, you always hear them, yelling and screaming at everybody.
That's the power. What y'all mean?
I mean, yeah, that's true. But I'm saying, like, just
it's not just that. It's the knowledge.
Just that, but it's just like we're shooting out knowledge. They make it seem like we're just blatantly just yelling and screaming and just acting crazy.
Now that's because they in this, especially in we literally winning. You know what I'm saying? It's like
technically you're right.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I mean, we're going to with the elect, the Israelites, the elect is going to win. Yeah. But ultimately, all of us are going to win. Even the ones that don't make it on this side, because a lot of our people are going to die. The Lord going to kill our people too. But we're all going to be reborn back, and we all going to come into the kingdom together, and we all going to have that white man in division. He's going to be. We're going to have our foot. You know how you put that? They put their knee on Jake's neck. We're going to put both knees on their necks, man.
You know how they did with Uncle George Floyd in Minnesota.
Yeah. Get that.
We on that.
Yeah, fun doing that.
What if I told you you wasn't actually teaching all black?
I mean, I believe that. You mean rewind? You talking about?
I'm talking about, for example, here's what separates us between black power. Black power goes based off the skin or genealogy. We go based off of Israelites. All Israelites on this sign ain't technically Negro,
Right.
but yet we're all still brothers, which makes us technically the real black power.
Yeah.
That means your Mexicans, your
Arawaks,
Benjamins,
Tainos.
yeah.
They all fit the same curse.
Yeah.
When he said, when you said
The Aboriginals inside of Australia,
yeah,
the Igloo people.
well, they're not Israelites, but some of them are.
Okay.
The Aboriginal, like the Hawaiians.
Yeah,
So there's a portion of them that are Israelites too.
yeah.
But the Most High only chose the Israelites, you know, as a nation of people.
The left side is the vowel, right? The white man gave us these names.
West Indians.
Right.
Right.
White, these are. And these names, these are true nationalities, like the brother was saying.
Right.
You got the Sicilians, you got the Mexicans, you got the Irish, even some of the Asians. That's because we're mingled amongst all nations.
Hey, you see how Bruce Lee was, man? Bruce Lee was a bad dude, man. He had to be an Israelite.
Hey,
Do you agree he had to be an Israelite? Yeah, there you go. There you go. He knows the truth. Yeah, there you go.
Tony Hawk, he's another one. Tony Hawk, that was high into skating. He
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like a
yeah,
white
yeah.
boy, but he's definitely one of us.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk, the one he's
I know
one
what
with
Tony Hawk is, but I'm talking about what is he like? He gonna have to prove that. I ain't never celebrated that man for a black skater. I was like Kareem Campbell, Terry Kennedy.
He would have had to been probably like a northern tribe.
Yeah.
He might be a North American Indian, a Seminole
So
Indian.
you mean like the Igloo people, like
Yeah.
like the Eskimos?
Yeah, there you go.
By your father's seed, like through generations of the male, if like a Judite or anybody on his tribe, if he keep on getting with other nations women.
Yeah.
Oh, say they dropped us right now off in an island full of nothing but white people. That's Caucasian. You know Jake gonna pop them for a white woman.
Exactly.
And when that baby comes out, like Blake Griffin,
Gonna fuck it all up, y'all.
look at Blake Griffin, right?
Yeah.
His father's Haitian.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin is in the NBA. He can jump like he do because he's an Israelite.
Because he got that.
Now his son, now Blake Griffin had a son with a white woman.
Right.
Now that baby looks like has blonde hair and blue eyes.
Give it 3 more generations, I won't consider him black no more.
But you have to. Why would you wouldn't consider him black no more?
I'm like, bro, like you hanging on by a thread. Like,
No, it's not, because let's go to science. Let's go to science. You got to get out of that mindset.
He hanging on like one of the little
No.
dreads. Like you really want to be there, don't you?
Yeah.
You really want to be down.
That's because again it goes to went against the law. We're not supposed to be marrying heathens.
Right.
Now we can have sex with them, but we're not supposed to be marrying unto them, like marrying onto their customs.
Yes.
You know, especially even black men too. We'll get a white woman. We'll get a white woman, and also we think we white.
Yeah,
We start talking like them.
Never go.
You know.
Never
But when
go.
you go to science, the male carries the X and Y chromosome.
Yes.
The woman only carries what? The Y?
Yeah, the wild.
The Y, right? Now, the woman carries the mitochondria DNA, which means that's why you would look like your mother. But the father is the one that presents the seed. You ever hear a man say, I got to get my seed? Because the seed, if you take an apple seed, right, and you plant it right there in Mother Earth, what tree gonna come up?
Apple tree.
If you take that same apple seed and plant it in Iraq, what tree gonna come up?
No tree.
No, it would still come up.
Apple tree, yeah.
An apple tree.
I was just saying
Because the mother Earth in America and the Mother Earth in the Arab lands is still the Mother Earth. They're different, but that seed is still the same. So the variations of that tree may look a little different,
right,
because of the Mother Earth.
Right.
But might be more enriched here, and it might look more fruitful.
Right.
This is why when you get a family and you got the black man and the so-called black woman, and they have a child, and they got both of all that, that nurturing in there,
Right.
you have what you call full-blooded.
Yeah.
But that at the end of the day, it's still of the father.
Right.
Doesn't matter. It's still of the father.
Like Ronda Rousey, she was saying like, yo, my family is black people.
Come on now.
You know, she said her fathers, her grandfathers, they black.
You the type I gotta look at. You're gonna have to show me a picture.
That's what did.
Romans 8:16.
There's no such thing as a talented so-called Caucasian or Edomite.
They have some of them do have some talent. They're not gonna have top talent.
They're not gonna have compared to us.
Right. They ain't got the spirit. They definitely got the spirit. Like I said, they ain't got no soul.
Right.
Like,
he had some talent, but he's not an Israelite. I don't think so anyway.
Well, I can give you an example, a real example. Starting, I would say for me, this is my father right here. We said we could tell. You could tell from my baby picture. You couldn't tell that. Everybody thought I was a white boy. They didn't know that was my father until he actually came up.
Well,
they were like, yeah.
I even had the question, man. What the heck is going on up in here? They swap babies. Well,
that goes to show you it's not about the skin color. It's all about the nationality.
And he was much whiter. He was like white. He looked like a white boy.
Everybody said, they called me the pale horse.
Because if we look around, like, you know, certain people match our physique. Like, that's literally what we see. Like, it don't matter. Like, you know, everywhere you go, you're gonna see like Arawaks with the bird chest and everything. Yeah. That's the indigenous people of this land. That's how their bodies look.
Hey, if I can say this, because if you going off with skin color, some white people, we brought the point out earlier, some white people can look like a so-called black man.
But we know he ain't. You know, we know you ain't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You couldn't be able to tell that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell about that.
Oh, you
like
talking about
Tia and Tamara. Bob Marley, you know, I'm not saying Bob Marley, I believe he's one of us, right? But Bob Marley, his father is a white man.
Yeah, I think I
But
heard
if you look at him,
yeah.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
You wouldn't be able to tell that, you know?
Yep.
I thought he was like a Marcus Garvey type.
Yeah, what's the name with Lisa Bonet?
Oh, her and the Samoan dude.
Yeah. Well, he's Samoan, but she had the other husband first. Lenny Kravitz. Got a white father.
Yeah.
Right.
He looked like a white father, you know what I'm saying? So Andre Ward, the boxer, his father looked like a white man.
Lenny Kravitz's dad?
Lenny Kravitz's dad looked like a white man.
Yeah.
Look pure white.
And I did find out that Diana Ross dated a bunch of white men.
Oh man, forget about it. They was all doing that. That's Hollywood though. All them black women up in there get down like that. Hey, the black men is in there getting bent over in the desk in Hollywood.
And Maya Angelou.
You talking about the Terry Crews?
Yeah, Terry Crews, he's pure flame-o, man. That's a flame-o.
You gotta be more.
He went up in there. They said, "Do the robot."
You just gotta be more spiritual when it comes down to.
The Romans 8:16.
I got that. John 6:66.
6:63.
6:63.
Yeah.
John 6:63. Let me get this for you. It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth," which quickeneth means lives. It says, "The flesh profits nothing."
Right.
It says, "The words that I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life."
So that goes back to Blake Griffin. His father is a black, dark like you, dark black man, darker than you. And he has a white woman. Blake Griffin comes out with all this talent, and it clearly isn't because of the mother side. Clearly. So that proves it's about the spirit. And then he has a son. The son has a son, and the son looks like a damn pure Edomite with blue eyes. So now when he grows up and he does all these talented things, white America, like Eminem, they're going to say, "Look, we got the great white hype," which Eminem would have had to been an Israelite.
Right.
Yeah, he's talking about the greatest rapper ever.
He's not the greatest rapper. That's the white people that trying to push that
he said
energy.
A lot of shit and they ain't saying nothing. He say a whole bunch of words, they still ain't saying shit.
And you never know. He could be an Edomite. The thing is, white people, when Eminem comes up, this shows you how insecure they are.
Yeah.
When a white person does something good, you look on YouTube, 50 million views.
When the black person
it's like
do like a million and stuff. Like Eminem got the most. He sold the most records out of any rapper ever.
Right. You know why? Because of white America backed them.
That's y'all dude. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Y'all expose yourselves and then y'all want to herald him. Like y'all one white hope.
Yeah, that's it.
Y'all ain't had nobody else come close to him, but one white dude.
Right.
like literally outsells every other black person. One out of from Grandmaster Flash.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, and all the rest of them, even to Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying. Y'all still say out of all those people, Eminem. Come on,
they ain't even get past Jay-Z. What
that's
are you
not
talking about?
That's a clown. That's a clown.
And I read the comments. They was on there. He's even better than Jay-Z. He's the best rapper ever.
Stop doing them. Stop popping them Eminem. Stop popping them pills that he be popping.
They doing that same thing with Tom Brady. Move over, Michael Jordan. Tom Brady is the greatest. Tom Brady ain't do what Michael Jordan did.
Cam Newton, I don't know why they did that. But Cam Newton and Mike Vick and all them. Come on, man, them real athletes.
I believe that was all set up, man.
So it's like the NBA, not NBA, football. The white looking guy. They try to focus better. I forgot who they said it was. They try to hype him up a lot of times too. Some white looking.
You talking about Mahomes? Mahomes? You talking about
I forgot his name.
Mahomes? Colin proved himself at this point.
Colin, his father is black.
Yeah,
that was Tom Brady. We just said that.
He proved himself with his actions. Like Colin proved himself with his actions up to this point. He kept quiet. He went on his whole Black Panther.
But ultimately, you know who sells out? It's our people that sells out. Like with 50 Cent helped bring Eminem along, Dr. Dre. They're not saying, the white people ain't saying that Dr. Dre is the one found him.
Yeah, right.
Or Eminem, or 50 Cent found him. But they all got paid off of Eminem. And Eminem to me is not that great of a rapper.
He's not.
What the hell are they talking about?
I go back and listen to his stuff. They ain't.
He's talking about.
I can't connect and then talk about the nostalgia. That's like
they talking about trying to kill
like
his family and all that shit.
Yeah, that's like me celebrating you for trying to get clout off my people. Like,
right.
That don't make no sense.
And you got to come up. You got to come up with more than Eminem.
Yeah.
So let's say he is the greatest rapper, which is a lie.
Yeah.
But that's just one.
You're gonna have to have at least 4 other white rappers in the top 10 to make it make sense that you say he is. He can't just be the only white rapper, then all of a sudden he the greatest.
Right.
You gotta have a quantity.
Right.
You know, the quantity.
Remember Jeremy Lin, the Asian dude. Yeah. All of a sudden, Lin Sanity. They had the ice creams named after him, and then he fizzled out just like Eminem.
That was the colonizers trying to make money off of it.
That's all. That's all. When what's the scripture says? Ye are the salt of the earth. The Bible says that we are the salt of the earth. We make everything. So when you see a white boy that's doing extraordinary stuff, that's still us.
Yeah, that's
us.
That's our children. You know.
Yep.
Like they literally came from us. Like
all the stuff that they enjoy too.
Yep.
Rock and roll.
Yeah,
that was us.
Hockey, skateboarding,
everything.
That crazy black metal type stuff. We started that demonic shit.
Like
all the country music.
That country music. Yeah, we started that.
All the different types of culture that people want. You know, people call like exotic or anything.
Right.
That was created by us because y'all don't have a soul to create these things.
Get Hebrews 12:17. If the world go on 50 years, which Lord willing it don't, they'll have Michael Jordan. They'll have a statue of him as a white man. Magic Johnson too.
He's gonna be lighter.
Yep. Michael Jackson's going to be white, and he burnt himself up, making himself look white.
Dave Chappelle gonna be some white host.
He gonna be somebody white. So this is what we
stood up for us and everybody.
And this is what we're trying to tell you when it comes to the Black Lives Matter. The white man is infiltrated, so he can have control the narrative on it.
Well, they want.
What I'm saying?
They want some interest in the narrative. Like,
right.
They're not really.
It wouldn't even exist.
Huh?
If it was anywhere near right, it wouldn't exist and it wouldn't be as broad. That's why us teaching what we do.
This is
you don't have that many people out here.
This is his real form. This is knowledge.
That's
actually knowledge.
I'm glad you said that because you said something about reform, right? The so-called white man is trying to take us out of our natural state that the Lord put us in. He's trying to molded into what he wanted to be.
Right.
You know, he wanted us to be,
dictate how they gonna lose. They trying to dictate
what
how
they
lose.
call it politically correct.
Right.
That's what being Black Lives Matter.
That's actually like a lot of what it is right there. And we use the hell out of that, but you know, there's a difference between Black Power and then Black Lives Matter, like two completely different things. And we just actually used Black Power like last year. That's actually when it started.
Well, you know what y'all need to start saying? Israelite power.
Yeah.
That's what you need to say.
Back, that's the roots. Right
Hebrew
there.
Israelite power. That's what it is. All right, go ahead and read that out.
Yeah. This is Hebrews 12 and 26, right?
16.
16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Now, profane, right, means outside the temple or vulgar. As Esau, we just read who Esau was, that red devil baby that came out. Go ahead.
Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Right. So the Bible says Esau would be blessed with the sword, and Isaac, which was Yahushua, is the one that blessed him with that sword.
Right.
So when you got a blessing of the sword, that means nobody can conquer you.
Right.
Then when the Babylonians came into power, they were blessed with the sword. The Medo-Persians was blessed with the sword. The Greeks was blessed with the sword. Remember the Greeks? And Ptolemy, they went down into Egypt and conquered Egypt. That was a white nation went down into Egypt. That's why Egypt looked like it looked now.
Got a little lighter, brighter.
Yeah, they're like brown. So they're a mixture. They're a mixture of the Ottoman Turks. They're a mixture of white people, real Egyptians, us. The Ottoman Empire. They got a mixture of all of us up in there in Egypt. So, but when the Most High, hold that, get Job 34 and 29. I think that's the scripture.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I'm trying to pull that every week so I can remember it. I remember 100 scriptures, but that scripture always just escapes me for some reason. You know? So at the end of the day, the Most High is the one that gives the power, and the Most High is the one that takes the power away.
Yeah.
You got to know in this earth, the Most High created the sun, the heavens, the earth. He created everything.
Right.
If he wanted everybody to be in peace, then they would be in peace. If he wanted everybody to love each other, everybody would be loving each other. But Exodus 15:3 says the Lord is a man of war. Read that out. This is God. God is not this loving being that everybody talk about.
Yeah, if I can say that, we don't need to take
Job 34:29.
the swords, which is the guns, you know what I'm saying, in order to take down this so-called white man. You know?
Oh, he gonna go down.
Yeah, we don't need to take guns and rally up a lot of people. What was that guy who they did it in Atlanta? He was talking about we the Hebrew Israelites.
Oh, you talking about
yeah, got locked up.
Grandmaster Jay.
Yeah, you heard of him?
Grandmaster Jeff.
Yeah.
Ain't he a rapper?
No, you talking about
Jam
Jam Jay with Run DMC?
Yeah.
No, Grandmaster Jay. He emulated that,
Right.
and he took up guns. And look, as I said before, the white man has militaries.
Yeah.
He has nuclear weapons. Before he let us take the world by ourselves, he'll launch those missiles. Don't let them niggers have it. Blow it up. Kill everything. I want an ant or insect left on the planet. Fucking the world be looking like Pluto. Let the white man take it. Go ahead.
Just like they,
right?
just like they said when they was talking about when J. Edgar Hoover was like, we got to get this black, when it was in the Fred Hampton movement, it was like we got to get this black Messiah that's rising up amongst them, that's rising in the midst of them. And they was talking about Chairman Fred Hampton.
Yeah. Wow. Go ahead, read that.
Yep. It's Job 34 and 29. It says, when he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble?
Right.
And when he hideth his face, who then can behold it?
Right. He said when he giveth quietness, who can make trouble? Meaning when he gives you peace, nobody can make trouble of you. Right, go ahead.
Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only.
So the Most High does nations. He punished nations. Now, you heard of Simeon Toko? Simeon Toko was that man and this brother brought it out to me. I did a research on it. He was an Israelite that lived in the southern parts of Africa, and he regenerated. The government, the CIA,
had records and recorded files on it. Look it up, Simeon Toko.
Talking about like some Dr. Sebi type of.
Not Dr. Sebi, but
like how he cured
how he cured stuff. Yeah.
And then they wanted to disprove.
Yeah, but 1,000 times over, Dr. Sebi. They cut him up. They killed him. They even said they pulled out his heart, and his heart regenerated. And this was allegedly documented as true facts. There was a CIA intelligence, and they leaked it. They put him on a plane, and they tried to push him off the plane, and he held his hands up, and the plane just stopped. He stopped time in midair. And at the end of it, when they finally killed him, he said, "Don't worry, it's going to be more like me coming, and you won't stop us." Right. So that's when they started the UFO program and all that. That's why you see all these chariots. Right. The white man is really scared about that because he remembers Simeon Toko. He remembers that if it's a bunch of these people coming, we're in trouble. But guess what? We are those people. Lord, when are we the elect of these people? The Most High is going to give us spiritual power like him. And then you ain't going to need Black Lives Matter because what's going to matter is the only lives going to matter is the white lives. And what I mean by white lives, what's going to matter is how we're going to do them away with, you know? Their lives is going to be our life. We're going to be in subjection under us. That's going to be a lot of killing, man.
Are y'all going to send me off to Omaha?
Yeah, man. Hey, take what you learn. Take what you learn here. Take it up there.
Of course, y'all already know.
Yep. Hey, tell them. Remember, we the original.
Talk to my ancestors.
There you go.
You know.
Tell them we the original Hebrews.
Yeah, definitely.
And God is coming back to destroy. Do you have a different look on the Bible now than you did?
I mean, it's all been there. It's just, more people talk about it.
There you go. There you go. So he got it. He got it. Get Titus 1:9 real quick for camera edification.
Are you from Baltimore?
No, I live in Minnesota where George Floyd was killed, but I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
School in Chicago.
I got family up in Minnesota. Yep. I mean, I don't know them like that, but I got a niece live up there.
Okay. Where, like Minneapolis?
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Yep.
They might dance.
We got some of us. I believe we out there too.
I know that's where I'm at.
Okay.
That's why I grew up like watching.
Hey, if you run up on him again, tell him you met the brothers in Baltimore. You know.
Yeah, my God, that's probably what I'm
doing. Okay.
My god sister, they got like 4 kids here.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Tell them the brothers from Baltimore said peace to them.
Definitely will.
You know, we say shalom, but we say peace.
Yeah, we say peace. Yeah.
You know.
We out here to
Hey, you gotta be strong to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like a 200. That's like a 200-pound pack. You know?
You got skateboard, backpack.
Hey, that's an Israelite, man. He don't weigh that much. He picked that up like it was like nothing, man.
About like 180 now.
Yeah, but you're carrying like 300 right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's that Chicago.
Hey, sometimes you can have a good dialogue, man. You know? At first, when I saw him, I was thinking, this Black Lives Matter nigga coming up with that shit.
I was just telling
Because you tried him.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to ask a question because he came up. I saw you can pretty much see somebody's spirit,
right?
And that's why I was telling them that hey, it's pretty good.
I saw you. Yeah, he was good to talk to.
Yeah,
I was going, we was gonna go and trip him.
Yeah, because when you got somebody with Black Lives Matter on that bag, you automatically it's like, oh boy, here we go.
Look how cold it is.
Hey, look at this ice.
Oh man,
our umbrellas.
Ice coming off the umbrellas.
It's cold as I don't know what out there.
That's crazy.
I ain't never seen it.
It's raining, but ice before it drips, it freezes.
Yeah,
that's crazy cold. And I said, you know what? I'm so pumped up, my hands feel warm, and I ain't got no gloves on, man. That's got to be the spirit of the Lord, man. My hands turn red, they got colors. I ain't even worried about it. I don't even feel it, man. I feel it later.
Yeah. You wrap up after camp and feel it like, God damn, what the hell?
This proves that the men are supposed to come out here. Yeah. Ain't no woman gonna come out here and do this like this.
I want to see a woman do this, man. Well,
hey, you're an Israelite, man. You're an Israelite.
We're the
salt of the earth.
We're the salt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's why it's called labor, man. That's why it's called labor. We gotta come out here in season, out of season. When you put both of them together.
I honestly don't feel. I was feeling it first.
I don't feel my hands at all. I don't feel my feet. I don't feel
Yeah, I'm just ready to roll.
Yeah.
I'm ready to, get hyped up.
You come out here in season, out of season. You put both of them together. That's all year round, man. Extreme cold. It's only like 20 something right now.
It's supposed to feel like 7 degrees.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
It's 25 right now. So
It's supposed to feel like 7 degrees out here.
This is what the work of the Lord do, man.
Put that fire on you. Read that out.
Still one of the Titus.
Titus 1:9.
1:9.
Yep.
It reads Titus 1:9.
And all you brothers should get that scripture ready after we deal with somebody that's legitimate. Go ahead.
It says, holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayer. But
That's what we out here to do, man. Convince the gainsayers, man. If somebody is actually willing to listen and learn, we'll deal with them.
We'll deal with them.
And that's what we was trying to do. To explain to them that look, you've been taught the Bible they're completely wrong, man. And now he pretty much kind of get it. He said, well, more people need to talk about it. That was him pretty much getting it. His mindset when he came up here was, I don't believe in the Bible at all. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yep.
But now he actually wanted to listen.
Yep.
Well,
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
We're gonna close up anyway.
All right, come.
I mean, more ice is coming down, and Jake got to
I didn't think it was gonna be doing this. I thought.
They said it. It's gonna be ice.
I ain't even see that. I saw snow. But
again, believe that devil. You don't know.
It is what it is. But you know what, man? Weather don't stop us from coming out here doing the work of the Lord, man.
Yeah,
if we gotta do a sit down, that's what we're gonna do, man. If it's a blizzard, 20 feet of snow out this bitch, we're gonna sit down and do a sit down, man. That's right. Anything to bring out the word of the Lord, man. So
I didn't even have an umbrella.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. God, have you?
Shalom to all the brothers. Oh, all right. So on that, man, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and uplifting as usual. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory.
Double
honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the occupants out there pushing in sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. All right, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.